Wilson Morales from Black from TV. Well, as the one guy who's been on TV for such a long time, how did you get everybody else to mesh in and start acting and get the series going?
I certainly cannot take credit for that. We had an amazing acting coach, Russ Blackwell, as well as the Pates who really helped us out. We had like a period of time during pre-production where we were essentially from morning to lunch doing acting, and then onwards, we're meditating, we're doing all the things. So I think honestly, it was a great learning experience for me too, to like grow alongside these guys. They really stepped up, and it's evident in the show how good they are.
But all of you guys, except for Will, what's it like now? Obviously, playing together is one thing, but now we get to see it. Everybody's looking at the IMDb. Oh, this is their first time doing this stuff. Was it an easy transition, Zendé?
I mean, it'll never be an easy thing to jump into. It's such like a large task, but it's an honor to be able to do it. And I think that, like Will said, the team that they built around us is kind of the reason it's possible. It's not like we're some kind of geniuses. We're just kids that were thrown into something. And now, we're able to do it because of the people that were placed around us and knew what they were doing.
Y'all work hard. Y'all work hard.
And then you just work hard.
Try a little, but
keep an open mind.
And what you just said, yeah.
There it is.
How do you each relate to the characters you're playing? Axel?
I relate to my character a lot. I mean, I was totally like who my guy Neil is in high school. I was he's kind of like a philosophical stonery dude. People call him the Buddha at school. And he's like a total hopeless romantic, which gets him into trouble. But yeah, no, that was he loves music, paints with his dad. All that's pretty true to life growing up for me. So yeah.
How about you, Jesse?
I'd say, Wyatt's biggest saving grace in his life is his friends. And, that's how I've always felt. If you have good friends, you got good family,
That's beautiful.
Jeremy?
Yeah, Topher is in many ways a little bit lost, but I mean, I think he too has this inner burning to do this thing, right? And it manifests itself in various ways, of course, throughout the season. But I mean, of course, there's tons of parts of that I can relate to.
So when you're playing the music and you guys have played together, how many takes does it take when you're filming it to get it right, or is it all good to go?
It's specifically for music in general. We did the music a lot. They need a lot of angles. It's not, like we're not doing anything wrong. It's just we need to get a lot of angles, and so it's play that song on loop, man.
For like first 6 hours for one song or something. I mean, yeah. By the end, they kind of got it down to a science where they would start in with the cameras close to us, so it's like we could try really, like give it our all then. Yeah. So that by the 6th hour of doing it on the really wide shots, you're kind of out of breath, and it might, so we captured it up close, I think, while we could and while it was fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having said that, did any of your skill sets got better?
Absolutely.
Probably. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, you're playing all the time. You're just, you're practicing your instrument.
So, Will, at the end of the day, obviously you're the leader of this crew right here. Obviously, it's an ensemble, but you've been on TV for such a long time. What are you learning so far? Not only working with the guys but just being front and center as opposed to when you were on GH and part of a whole larger cast?
Well, it's a really awesome experience because this really is an ensemble. We've all been like growing together and doing the music thing, especially on the music side. Like it is 100% a democracy. But with General Hospital, it was such a great experience to just learn and grow from a ton of veteran actors that have been doing it for so long. And so I'm very grateful that I had that experience going into this project because, man, I learned a ton from that show.
The songs are pretty good. If I had to choose an episode as far as what song I should pay attention to, which episode would it be? Or which song would it be?
Damn. Episode 8, we play like 4 or 5 of them in a row.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you could knock a lot of them out in episode 8.
Yeah.
So maybe that.
To be different.
Now, are these your songs or these songs that somebody wrote for y'all?
There are songs.
Our songs. We wrote them. We had some help sometimes, but yeah, we made sure we were part of the writing process.
Yep.
And so far for all of you guys, what have you learned in the process of just doing a series, being front and center, where everybody gets to see you know, you not only guys act, but, you know, see different characters, you know, because everybody's going through this. I'm sure there's going to be people who can relate in terms of graduating from high school and having 3 months to decide what they want to do with their careers, whether they want to go to college, working, you know, do an internship, you know, that pressure of like something to do before your parents get on you.
Hmm. Yeah, I'd
Anyone
say
can
like that's probably my favorite message of the show is that if you want something, you can chase it, you can do it, you know. And it's really the people around you that help you along the way, you know. No one can do it by themselves. It takes a village.
Absolutely.
Yes, like I said, it's an ensemble. You know, besides you guys knowing each other, what did you guys do in working with the ladies in order for that chemistry to be there, so that we, the audience, can see there's a chemistry between all of these characters?
It really helped that we shot the pilot for the show in 2022. So we had a couple years after that before we went and shot the rest of the season. So we kind of all really got to be friends, which, as I hear, again, I'm new here, but it's not very common that people get to know each other so long before going into a project like this. And so, yeah, I think that totally played to our advantage in terms of being real friends.
Yeah.
Me and Lilah, we went to college together, which was really awesome. So after we filmed the pilot, we would just continue hanging out. She's just the best. We're besties.
The pilot was
Pretty good. Anyone else want to answer?
Well, they didn't give me a love interest this season. I can't really attest to this. I'll let the rest of the boys answer.
Hey, we got time. We got
Hey,
time.
there's always time.
You
know
had
what I
that
mean?
scene with Maya and Six though.
You know what? We'll count Maya.
Hey, before I let you go, I'm going to throw a side thing. Hey, Will, GH needs a new singer. Is there any chance Cam can come back with a band, with this band back on GH?
You know, did you catch that this band has been on GH before?
I haven't seen every episode.
Okay, you got to go back.
Now.
You got to go back because you know the Runarounds did make an appearance on General Hospital.
Trina's birthday bash.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was her birthday.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Savoy.
It's my only day
Yeah.
there. I can't forget it.
Yeah.
Savoy.
I will look for that. But in the
Yeah, you got
meantime,
it. You got to check it out.
Season 4.
congrats on this show.
Oh,
Let's
thank
get a
you.
season 2. You got a
Yes,
good
sir.
thing going. We'll talk down the road.
All
Have a
right.
good one, folks.
Thanks for
you.
having us, sir.
Have a good
Appreciate
one.
you.
Wilson Morales from Black Women TV. How's it going, folks?
Good. How are you?
Good. Very
Good.
good.
Do each of you remember what high school was like once you graduated and knowing you had 3 months, you know, or you guys acting already?
I was kind of in high school. It was COVID my sophomore year, so then I went online, and then junior year I stayed online, but then I went to the sports games and some of the other activities, and then senior year I was filming my first show that I was in, The Summer I Turned Pretty, so I was still online, but I would go to school, and I remember I was on homecoming court, and everyone was annoyed.
Of course you were.
Okay. And everyone was annoyed I got nominated because they were like, she doesn't even go here, you know?
Oh my god,
I
it was real life. She doesn't even go here.
Real life, she doesn't even go here. Yeah.
I was homeschooled my whole life. That's it. Wait,
Wow.
how was school after graduation, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a
Did you have that feeling like were your plans already set coming, you know, obviously
No,
as
I had
graduating,
no
everybody's going to
plan.
college, some people are acting.
Yeah. No, yeah, I was straight up a lifeguard for that entire summer after I graduated high school.
Awesome.
And
Oh,
then
so hot.
like last minute I was like, wait, maybe I should go and like try this like film. I was gonna be like a camera operator. But but then I ended up acting like in college. But like yeah, I was fully just like I had no plan. I'm not like Amanda at all. I was like, let me just go sit by the pool.
Yeah.
You know, so Lila, how different is this from obviously what you previously done? Is this more centered or is it similar to when people see this? And obviously, you know, we know, you know, you've got family involved in this. Is this different or similar to what they've seen you done before?
I think this is very different from things that I've done before or things that I've been a part of. I think some of the other worlds that I've dived into for a second are not as based in reality, I would say. Either monsters or treasure hunts, if you will. But this, I think, people are going to see a lot of themselves and see their journeys and that coming of age. And I definitely do. And it's a character that I've never gotten to play before. I don't think she's similar to anyone that I've really gotten to explore. And so I think it's a whole new thing, but has very similar themes from the other things that I've been lucky enough to be a part of or, be around that everyone is drawn to. So it's kind of a mix.
Starting with Marley, how do you relate to the character you're playing? Because I think that whenever you take on a role, there's got to be something within that character that says this is a little bit of you.
I relate to her tomboy side.
Yeah.
1,000,000%. Don't know if that's a good number, you guys, right? But yeah, no, I relate to her tomboy side, and she says "man" probably like 300 times, and she was like, I don't know, man, and I feel like I kind of say man a lot.
You or was that scripted?
Oh, that was I think a mix of both. I was like, it was the mans were scripted, but I also just said it in every sentence. Apparently, if you guys could go back and watch, like, yeah, you can see me
cut out the
like, I really want someone to put a compilation of me saying "man," and I just want to hear that. But yeah, her tomboy side for sure.
What about you, Kelley? Are you the brainiac within your crew?
No, girl, not at all. No. I was like straight B student, but I will say I feel like I relate to the drive for sure. I feel like I'm driven like she is. Just not I don't got the smarts.
I think she's smart.
Thank you.
And Lilah, are you more determined? Do you like your character? Like, do you know what you want to do? This is it.
I've known what I wanted to do since I got on this planet. I think it was pretty immediate, and I feel lucky enough to be able to explore my passion because I know not everyone gets that privilege. So I think I'm similar to Sophia in ways, but I think we're also very different. I think Sophia at her core is similar to me, but she's been going through the motions and not exploring what her heart feels called towards. And, after she lost her mom, I think she doesn't know if life could really be enjoyable in a real way again. And even admitting that she can enjoy an existence that her mom is no longer a part of, I think she feels guilty to do that. But she starts to realize that she can let real love in and friendship and experience and not just go through the motions to survive every day.
Part of the show is the music. So what sort of music are you listening to? Are you hip with the music that they got in this show, or did it take a while before it sunk in?
I loved the music that they got in the show. Like, this, like the boys' music is incredible, but the soundtrack is also
insane.
Incredible.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, the soundtrack is incredible, but also the boys. I think the boys playing they could play anything.
Oh yeah,
I'd be like, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. If you're ever lucky enough to see them live, it's mesmerizing.
100%.
It really is. Like there's something weird about watching them, like just like they're so cohesive and like I don't know, it really is mesmerizing.
Have they played any songs that's not part of the show that you think that will be part of the show?
Oh, I mean, they do the classic covers.
Yeah, they do some covers.
Especially before people have known about them to warm up a crowd a little bit.
Yeah.
Some Mr. Brightside action.
I would love to see them do some Talking Head stuff. I feel like the jam bandy kind of thing. They can do that.
Yeah.
They totally could. Yeah.
At the end of the day, obviously, we got a lot of shows coming on streaming. There's still movies playing in theaters. It's still summertime. What's going to get an audience to watch this?
It's really good.
Please.
Yeah, what if we bag maybe?
Yeah.
No.
I think that this show is so unique in the sense that it feels very real because of our connections and our friendship. And I think everyone can relate to this feeling of having a dream and wanting to pursue it and being afraid to do that because of the pressures from the world around you. And being young and that point in your life when anything is possible and those decisions you make, you don't realize that these are the moments when you choose which path you want to go towards in life. And it's also fun and it's a feel good and it's adventure and it's summer. I feel like if you watch it and you're slightly older, it's nostalgic. If you watch it when you're younger, you have things to look forward to or things to change your perspective on. Yeah.
I also think it's the boys and so our characters as well, a little bit of us, we're very similar to who we are on screen, if that makes sense. Like
I don't think we are.
I mean the boys at least, I know that David, he wrote and everybody who
So
was
it's like-
writing, he wrote a lot about what we were in real life, and he put it in the script as well.
It's authentic.
It's authentic.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, I think, and that too is just like these aren't like actors playing musicians. Like, no, these are real musicians.
These are musicians.
And like they're putting their soul into this music, and it like you can just feel it off, like radiating off the screen. Like it's fun. This is just a fun show to watch. Like I feel.
Yeah.
It is indeed. Congrats on the road. Congrats on the show. Keep it going. Let's get a season 2. We'll talk down the road. Take care, folks.
Yes,
Bye.
thank you.
Wilson Morales from Black Film and TV. Hey, Jonas, how's it going?
Good, Wilson. How you doing?
Good. What's the challenge of putting together all these different shows that different from what you've done?
This one was just a labor of love, my friend. It was just like an idea that had been rattling around in my brain for a long time. I've been working in the YA space for a pretty good while now, so it just felt like a good opportunity to jump in and see if we could get it going.
When you've got, your family member in the show, and you got William, who they've known each other, but then you
Yeah.
got the band who's never acted before.
Yeah.
So that they can play the music. We got that part. But when
Yeah.
you're getting them to talk, how much of a boot camp did you, how much time did you give them to like
Huge
get it
boot
together?
camp. I mean, we hired this amazing acting coach, honestly, who was almost like a spiritual guru who would work with them and like try to help them feel free. Like like if somebody points a camera at you, you suddenly like become self-conscious. Like I had to get them past that so that they stopped feeling the camera. So to do that, you just have to let go, and that takes a second. And so this amazing acting coach Russ was a super help in that, and we just worked hard at that so they would stop thinking about where the camera was.
Did it make it easier knowing that William was already an actor? It's like, okay, instead of
Yes.
all of them, there's one guy that can kind of like tell them for real, as opposed to an acting coach. Like, when it's an authority figure, but when you have your one guy there, to like, okay, just calm down.
100%. Well, you're so perceptive, Wilson. Like, when we started writing the pilot, we just interviewed the guys. We were like, all right, tell me about your mom, tell me about your dad, tell me about what your life is like. And then once I knew that Will was an actor, I'm like, okay, well, we'll make him the sort of like center of the band, at least in the first season, so that I knew I had at least one person that I could write to and be sure about. And the rest of them, we just sort of crossed our fingers and hoped. But luckily they rose to the challenge.
Mhm. And then there's the music. Obviously, you're using their music, but are we going to get anything else outside of them, or is this all going to be their music?
It's all, well, they write all their own songs. I totally anticipate that they'll release records in between seasons just as a band. In fact, they've already started writing this record that they want to release before a potential season 2. They're super prolific. They write like crazy. All 5 of them can write songs. So it's not like one guy is the songwriter. So it's fun to be around, man. It's a lot of youthful energy.
Mhm. And then you have the ladies. Obviously they're coming in with their own individual stories meshed in there. And that's the challenge of the writers, is to not only having the show be about people in general who are going through something like when they graduate from high school, and have those summertime between colleges or anywhere else that they go, but just putting it together, the music, the ensemble, and then the storylines, making it all work without making it seem so chaotic.
Right, right. Yeah. No, I mean the whole thing has just been, honestly, it's just been like this blessing. Like I was telling these other guys, like if it all stopped tomorrow, the process of it has been so much fun. Making the music with these guys has been such a blast. It's like um, I just, a lot of gratitude and kind of amazed that we've gotten to the place that we have.
Where do you get your inspiration to put these series together? Obviously, people can easily say, "Oh, well, we got too many of these," but then
Yeah.
there's something new that you're getting from different shows.
Yeah. Honestly, I have so many like ready to go that I want to do. Like there's just not enough time in the day. I probably have 10 on the back burner that I'm like, oh, I want to do that one. I want to do that one. I want to do that one. It's just, think about when you were that age, like that's when the world is still full of all this possibility. You're not cynical. Life hasn't beaten you up yet. You just think that it's all going to be all right. And there's something really beautiful about being around that energy. And I feel like not just teenagers can relate to it, but all adults can too, because they look back on it and think about when they were that age. It's just a fun time to write to.
why North Carolina as opposed to Los Angeles, New York? I think sometimes when you get these shows, they're always middle, south, the south of the country and so forth.
I don't, I think because it's a good question. I lived in Los Angeles for a long time. There's also a lot of shows set in New York and LA, a lot, and I feel like it gives this perception that those are urban centers, the only places. I think that, when you see a show like this, the life is sort of distilled a little bit. It's a little simpler. You can just sort of work on the core issues. And I live in Wilmington. I love Wilmington. So it makes me want to write to it.
Mhm. When you talk about the music, and obviously there are things that happen in the music industry that could affect these guys as they're coming up, are you bringing in anybody as a consultant to say, okay, this things happens, these things don't happen?
We 100%. So there's a guy named Alex Collier who is a huge part of the show. He's worked on the show since the beginning. He manages the band. He's been in a band. He went to Berklee College of Music. So there's a whole raft of people that I'm always calling, going like, I don't know enough about the music business. Tell me about this. How would this work? And it's changed. Like it's not like the A&R guys go out and find it. Like they do a lot of social media to find who to go talk to. So it's been pretty fascinating just to see how the music business works now.
For yourself, what part of your skill set has improved or you think got better as you continue to do these shows? And, obviously we're hoping there's a season 2.
Well, like filmmaking, there's like a craft to it, like being a carpenter. Like there's a part of it that's just like physical, like how to level a table, right? So I think that part of mine has gotten better. But then I think you get older, you get wiser, you have more perspective on the human heart. You have more perspective about not just young people, but old people, because we have adult storylines in the story too. You just get to be sort of a deeper person. In theory, we're getting wiser as we get older, right? Like that's the hope, right? So, I think that helps.
And before I let you go, at the end of the day, when you have all this competition as far as what's in theaters, what's streaming, what's going to get an audience to watch this series?
I think I think a lot of things. I think first and foremost, if you have a dream that maybe you pursued or maybe you didn't or it didn't work out, and I think everybody has that on some level, like you're going to be able to relate to it. And two, if you like music, there you go. And who doesn't? So I feel like there's
Hey,
a couple big reasons.
as I watch the episodes and I'm like looking for the new song, it took me a while to say, okay, I can get into this. Congrats on the series. Let's definitely get a season 2. We'll talk down the road. Have a good one.
Hey, thank you, Wilson. Appreciate you, man. Have a good day.